Hi, it's Richard Moore from Racing Profits Guides, and we're down here at Chelmsford City Racecourse with Andy Waitt, the clerk of the course. Nice to meet you, Andy. You all right?
Yeah, nice to meet you too.
Just wanted really to talk a bit about the course, but first of all, let's talk a bit about yourself. How long have you been clerk down here at Chelmsford?
I clerked it in the previous incarnation of the racecourse in 2008-9 when I was working for Arena Leisure under a management contract, and then I came back just over a year ago now to help resurrect it.
So that was under the Great Lees?
It was under the Great Lees banner, yes.
Okay. And then after that you went around a few other courses?
Yeah, I worked at Folkestone Racecourse, and I've also clerked at Lingfield and Windsor and several. Wolverhampton.
So it was jumps and flat at Folkestone, was it?
It was, yes.
Yeah, yeah. And obviously you've worked on the all-weather if you've been here before. Are you a local lad then? Are you?
No. I started off on all-weather at Lingfield when they had the Equitrack.
Right.
And then the first polytrack was put in 2001.
That's right.
And I was there when that was built.
And it's just been renewed there as well, hasn't it?
Just been renewed, yeah.
Yeah.
Track put in.
And what got you into racing in the first place?
To be honest, by default, I started off at the age of 18 at Sandown Park as a groundsman. Was there for 17 years, and then went on to Lingfield as head groundsman. I worked my way up to estates manager, and then trained as a clerk of the course in 2005.
Fabulous. And then you went to Great Lees from there first time, did you, and then back there?
I did, yes.
Fabulous. All right, so we'll go on to the next part, which is just looking at Chelmsford City and how it's developed over the last few months. Okay, Andy, let's talk a little bit about the track itself here at Chelmsford City. Obviously it's a polytrack surface. It's an oval.
It is an oval, yeah.
How long is it?
It's just over a mile oval. We have a mile shoot. There will be a 7 furlong shoot, which is due to be constructed in the spring.
Right, yeah.
Which will give us other options in our race distances.
Mm-hmm. And it's quite, very flat track, you'd say.
It's a very flat, very galloping track, very fair, and good, long, sweeping wide bends. It was very well designed initially, and the horsemen really like the track.
They do. A lot of trainers bring their horses here from Newmarket, don't
they? Certainly do, yes. It's very, very handy for them. They're an hour away, really, by horse box, which is absolutely brilliant for them.
Mm-hmm. And the bends, as you say, they're quite a galloping bend, aren't they? They're not as tight as Wolverhampton. So.
No, they're not at all tight. They're good sweeping bends, and the width of the track is about 22 metres, so they've got a good width of track.
Plenty of space to go at.
Plenty of space, yeah.
Yeah. And the home straight, you say that's 2 furlongs long?
Two furlong running, yeah. So plenty of time to get the position and work their way up to the front if they need to.
So you think horses can come off the pace as well as they can if they're a front runner here?
Absolutely, yeah. I don't think we'd say that we've got a draw bias in any way, so they can run a good fair race, and they don't have to go from the starting gate and hell for leather. They can sit in and ride a race.
Yeah, definitely. So let's work around some of the trips you've got here then. The mile start, as I say, that's off the chute.
Yes.
I walked around the course earlier, and it's quite a long 2 furlongs, would you say, to that first bend that they come into?
It's a furlong to the first bend. Just at the apex of the bend is just over 7 furlongs, so just about a furlong into that first bend.
They've got plenty of time to get into a position.
Plenty of time to get into position, and the rail was adjusted recently so that it just threw them off the bend a little bit and not straight onto the bend.
Mm-hmm. So it's over halfway around that bend, is it? Or?
It is, yes.
Yeah. So it makes it quite a nice, gentle ease into the back straight.
Gentle ease in, and also we can put the stalls on the outside on that chute, so it'll give them a lot of time to get their position again.
So when you say the outside, so the higher numbers will be near the rail, will they?
Yes, they will, on the outside rail.
On the outside rail, right, I see. And then as you work your way around that bend, obviously then there's a back straight. How long's the back straight there?
Back straight is just over 3 furlongs long, comes into the 4th furlong, just after the 4 furlongs.
As you start that bottom
there's
bend.
a good just nearly 2 furlong bend, and then 2 furlongs on the home straight.
Mm-hmm. And then you've got the 6 furlong start on the back, the 1 mile 6 is down
6
there?
furlong, 1 mile 6, and then we move forward to the 5 furlong and the 1 mile 5.
1 mile 5, they're all on the back straight there. And the 6 furlong, again, that's just at the start of that back straight, so you've got a good furlong, 2 furlongs before you come to the bottom bend.
Yeah, nearly 2 furlongs.
Yeah, so that'll be a nice fair race, there'll be no bias at all there. Now the 5 furlong, I noted that is quite near that bottom bend,
it's quite a short run in. We are restricted to 12 on the 5 furlong races because of that short run in.
Field sizes of 12.
Yeah, field size,
yeah. And looking at the stats, I know you'll say there's no bias, but I did notice there was a leaning towards lower numbers being on the inside there, lower numbers winning more races in 5 furlongs. You're saying there isn't a bias, but
generally there's not a bias.
I just
If
wondered
there
if
is
it was
one
more
exception to the rule, it will probably be the 5 furlong
sprint,
race
yeah.
because of the nature of the quickness to the bend.
being straight into that first
Absolutely,
bend, yeah. So you would say there's a little advantage, but it's not the track giving the bias; it's more the position of the
More
start.
the position of the start, yes.
That's smashing. Okay, we'll go on to the actual surface itself in the next part. Thank you very much. Okay, Andy, let's talk a little bit about the surface here then. It's a polytrack surface, as we said earlier.
Yes.
Laid in, what was it, 2007?
Laid in 2007, first race we had on it was April 20th, 2008.
Brilliant, yeah. And that was then through to January 2009,
Through
is
to,
it?
yeah, January 15th, 2009.
And there's floodlights here, obviously, so you can do twilight and evening
Do
racing.
twilight and evening, the floodlights are extremely good here, they're very high definition, high lux levels. It looks very spectacular at night.
At night, is it? And it didn't affect the surface at all then, you say? There's no dew or anything?
No, it doesn't seem to affect it. I mean, it drains very well, it doesn't seem to be affected by moisture at all, so we don't tend to have any problems with that.
No. And the polytrack surface itself, that's laid on top of a base layer, is it?
Yeah, so laid on 50 mil of open porous tarmac with a drainage layer beneath that of limestone.
So that pulls all the moisture out
Pulls all
very
the moisture
well.
down very well into the drainage medium below and then off into the
Yeah, because you were
drainage
saying
centre.
we were talking about low temperatures and how low we could go here, and you said -10. Do you think you could?
Historically, we wouldn't have got down to -10 before here, but it's a very similar track to Lingfield, and they would have been down to -10 easily in the past. So
Carried on working.
carried on working, yes.
And talking of working, how do you work the surface here? Is it?
Well, generally we use Gallop Masters to manicure the course and to decompact small areas. If we're going to go right into the course, we use a rotavator to give it a good turnover and a mix-up. We won't do that very often, a couple of times a year at the most, I would have thought.
And you talk about compacted areas. I mean, obviously, a lot of them are raced very tight to the rail. Is that where to compact down the surface?
More than anyway, yeah. But then you would always concentrate on those areas and make sure that that there's a fair width of the course that they can use.
Yeah, because I mean, certainly at Lingfield, I've seen a real trend of jockeys coming down the middle there. Do they tend to come down the middle, down the home straight here, or?
Not generally. I think they're just off the rail. Trying to remember back historically, I think it was just off the rail. They didn't tend to drift out to the middle much.
No, that's great. So let's talk about the other areas of the track. I'm trying to think what I'm thinking about now, but the surface we've talked about. There's no real balling up. You don't think like at Wolverhampton?
We shouldn't get any balling up. So it drains very well, so it doesn't retain any moisture. So they shouldn't be balling up.
No. And you're going to be running around 58 meetings a year?
58 meetings we've got this year, hopefully improve on that next year, and we would like eventually to get up around 100 fixtures per year.
That'd be similar to Wolverhampton's numbers.
Yeah, very similar.
And will that be spread through the year, or will it be a winter only? Or?
Predominantly blanket periods, and busy either side of that, and quieter in the summer.
In the summer months,
Yeah.
be a bit quieter here. But you're going to do some more fixtures here in the summer.
We'll do as many fixtures as we can get. Yeah.
Lovely. And there's been talk of a turf course here. I know you confirmed there will be, and there's definitely
Yes.
plans in the pipeline to do that.
Yeah, there are plans to have a turf course here, and we'll start on that as soon as we possibly can. Obviously, it's going to take time to settle in, maybe a year or a year and a half to settle in and be usable. But it'll be integrated with the all-weather, to give us that Breeders' Cup type of event where we can have some on the turf, some on the all-weather.
That'd be fantastic, wouldn't it?
It should be really good.
Yeah. Well, lovely. Thanks for your time today, Andy.
You're welcome.
And good luck with the launch tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.